All right, all right. We are live. Who do we have joining so far? Can everyone hear me? Can't hear me? Okay, let me do this real quick. And how about now? Everyone hear me? Yeah, all right, perfect. Hear me okay then? All right, we are live, and today is Breaking's release. Perfect. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna talk about in this live stream, except be excited that the book is finally here. Okay, good. A lag. Let me actually adjust something then real quick. All right. Let me know if I end up. Let me know if I end up disconnecting. But yeah, so Breaking today is finally released, and here's the hardcover of it. And actually, one of the issues that I had with, or a couple, but one of the issues I had with my hardcover order coming in is I think I ordered 28, so I ordered a little bit extra than what I got for pre-orders. They came in a little bit late, so they're actually coming tomorrow. So I'll be shipping them out tomorrow or Monday morning. So for anyone who did pre-order a hardcover, I ended up sending you a copy of the ebook just so it wouldn't delay you being able to read the book. But so sorry for that, but you should be able to get your hardcover books by the end of next week, I think. But again, I don't know if anyone doesn't know, Jeff Brown is the one who did the cover for the book, and he just did an amazing job with it. Um, I mean, just he never fails, right? He's always great. But yeah, if you order it, I will be signing the book right here on the title page. So J. Alex Giguere Breaking, that's where you'll get the signature there and a little special note from me. And also, one thing that I'm just super thrilled with, I was wondering because I hand draw my own maps. I think probably a lot of you already know that, but one thing that I really was excited about was how well it came out on the printed copy. So here's the map for my book for Fiona. Try to get that into focus, and I think it turned out really well. I hope it's coming through the stream okay. But the ink levels came out well. The good shadow, like it's very contrast is really good. So really happy with that, how that turned out. The back blurb, I need to come up with a quote on the back, and so I had to dig through it for Jeff to put on the back, but it says, "Not many a person's adventures led to such devastation, that of losing the only ones you loved." And one of the reasons why I picked that one from the book is I think it kind of follows the theme of all three characters in the book. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Michael. Really appreciate it. Already in the middle of chapter two. I'm glad that you're. Well, I hope you're enjoying it. Right, the cover is stunning. Hopefully, the writing aligns well with the cover and does the cover justice. Right. So, but I appreciate you listening to it. I'm excited to be on your show. That's going to be a really fun time. I think we're going to have a couple good conversations there. So I appreciate you listening through that. And I believe you have the audiobook, and I think there's a little bit of delay here with the chat and me seeing everything. But how are you liking the audiobook? Ryan Shukas, a friend of mine, did the audio narration for it. And I guess that was another hiccup. So I have chapter 8 through there. He's going to be finalizing it to me coming up. If you get it and if you get the audiobook, if you're listening to it and you see, oh man, there's only 8 chapters in there, apologies. You can listen up to that point, but probably starting honestly next week, every day or every other day will be a new chapter uploaded. And if you do order the audiobook, I'm sending you the ebook along with it, just in case you do catch up to the end and you want to keep reading. But over the next 2 to 3 weeks, the full audiobook should be up there. Good. I'm glad you're liking it. Glad you're liking it. And actually, I've had some questions about book two because on my website, actually, let me get to my desktop. So a point of confusion that happened was, and for understandably so, is for my books. I have book two, book three, book four. So this isn't a direct series linking together. That's just kind of the progress of my next few books. So right now, I haven't adjusted these percentages in a while. They might be off, they might be on. But book two, 15%. I am in the middle of my first draft. That should be done in October sometime. Release that a year from now, next September. Book three, I'm almost done outlining, and of course, book four is in the idea stage. But each one of these, the first 5 books I'm writing, is standalone. They all relate in the same world, and they definitely relate very much so. But you can read them standalone and not miss out on anything from the other ones. Yeah, Ryan is good. He yeah, the world building terms. This one I actually my core readers, my wife, my friend, my dad, they all came back basically with the same, I was gonna say complaint, but critique that there was just too much going on, and I agreed. I didn't change much of the story that they came back with, but as much terminology as there is in the book, there was probably like double that. And so this book had a good deal of editing. So what you're reading, I still think it's a fairly heavily world builded book. I hope I introduce stuff still well. If you're into this stuff, I think you'll like it. If you're not, then you won't. And I think that's just kind of how it is. There's a lot of heavy world building, but I think it flows through naturally with the story. At least I hope it does. And yeah, Ryan does a fantastic job just nailing all those words. He's great with it. So many times though, I can't tell you how many times he's just messaged me and said, "Dude, like is this word this or is it that?" And so there's been a little back and forth. The first 2 or 3 chapters, I wouldn't say were rough. He did fantastic, but there was definitely a couple back and forth to get some things adjusted, and then it's been really smooth sailing since. Um, also, I I'm just remembering it now. I am going to give a free book away tonight as long as someone will have it. Michael, I think you have the audiobook, obviously, and the ebook. If you want a hardcover copy, you are in the running because you have commented. So if you have not ordered it, if you've not ordered Breaking, or if you have and you want another copy, or you want a different copy if you've gotten the ebook or audiobook, just drop a comment on YouTube here, and I will gladly put you in the running. I have a handy dandy spreadsheet, and I'm just gonna randomly pick a name at the end of this. I'd like to have someone go up against Michael. My wife Brooke doesn't count; she already has a copy. But anyone else, if we just have one person go up against them, I don't have a large channel or a large following, but there's got to be someone out there who can join in on the comments and do it. But yeah, I'm glad you're liking it, Ryan. That's fantastic. I mean, Michael, that's fantastic. Yeah, yeah. I hope that someone will. Well, so far, Michael, you have it. You have the hardcover book. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer to see if anyone else joins, and that's fine. If not, it just I'm glad to be able to share this at least with someone, even though there are a few people watching. Again, if you haven't, I'm giving away a free hardcover copy. Just drop your comment, and I'll kind of randomly draw the names. But yeah, Michael, just since you're the active one on here, I'm really excited about our chat coming next month. I had one interview so far. If anyone hasn't watched it, with Mike Mullen, and I'm just so sorry. I'm bad with names, and the other guy on and I can't even think of the podcast name. I'm a horrible interviewee, but I was on a podcast a few weeks ago, and just for the life of me, I'm just drawing a blank on it. Hold on. Apologies, everyone. Well, I just look for it. Feel horrible for just Balding, duh. So I was over there, and it was had a really great time with those guys. Yeah, Balding, thank you, bro. Yeah, thank you, thank you for saving me there, Michael. I just can get really bad with names sometimes. But yeah, so that was a great first interview. They were very kind to me, and shout out to them for giving me kind of my first appearance on a show to be able to do that. Very kind, very nice guys, and I think it went really well. And so I actually have a couple interviews lined up at the beginning of next month, and one is with Michael Vadney over on Author Adjacent. See, I remembered yours because it's most recent in my mind. So excited about that. So that'll be fun. And let's see. Oh yeah, so yeah, you already have a hardback copy, so you can't get a second one. But thanks for commenting. But yeah, so book two will be releasing again next September. I actually have the cover ready for that one. That one is done. And again, Jeff Brown did this one. And what I'm trying to do with each of my books is do a little bit. They're all epic fantasy in nature, but I really want each of them to kind of focus on a different aspect or theme. So the first one is definitely very much grand set pieces moving around to this kind of epic finale. And even though book two, I think, has kind of the same general formula of epic fantasy, it has a little bit more of a darker theme to it, and very very excited about that. I don't know how much details I want to release now, so I'll hold off on that for a while. But yeah, the standalones, and that's kind of why I want to do. I want to do it for two different reasons. One, I have ideas for my future series that I'm going to do, but I didn't want to go gun-ho with it for a couple different reasons. One, I wanted to just kind of refine my writing a little bit more, have people introduced to me. I think rather than coming on the scene saying, hey, I have these 5 big fantasy books, even though I think that could be appealing to some people, I want my books to be easily accessible at first. So I think that kind of goes along with it. And also, all the books I'm writing kind of relate in a way, not like Sanderson's where he kind of has sci-fi over here, and then he has this epic fantasy over here, and this completely different epic fantasy, and they all kind of like weave in together. Mine directly take place in the same like world, if you will, like very directly related. So I want to get stuff down packed a little bit more where I know how the full story fleshes out. So it's definitely a big epic undertaking task. And by doing these first few books, while I get a better idea of overall, it's not that I'm trying to piece together all the pieces and I wait 10 years to come up with a book because I'm afraid to mess things up. These first 5 are standalone truly, and you can read them, and I'm very comfortable with introducing readers to my world in this kind of slower way. I'm glad that you mentioned Final Fantasy X. That's my favorite video game of all time. A fantastic video game. I'll take that as a grand compliment because that is a perfect introduction to yeah. I'll take that as a great compliment. Definitely the funnest video game I ever played. I think I played that when I was. Oh man, it came out in 2001, but I didn't play it till a couple years later, so I must have been 10 or 11. And so, yeah, that was a great video game. Yeah, thank you for I'm excited too. The Book Hermit for my book release coming out. That's great. Thank you for ordering the hard copy. Everyone on here has a hard copy except for Michael. So, I think so far Michael is still the champ to get the hardcover copy tonight. But that's fine with me. I would love to give Michael a hardcover copy. But yeah, Final Fantasy X was great. Great compliment there. Appreciate it. I definitely kind of can see the vibes of that with Sefil, kind of like the lead girl there, if you will, and kind of delivering the life force to everyone. I could definitely see the semblance there. Now, I did not have in my mind that specific connection, but I definitely can see it. Final Fantasy Tactics, yeah, I pre-ordered Final Fantasy Tactics. I know I don't have time to even play the first like 2 minutes of it, but hopefully someday, maybe on my weekly live stream, I'll chip away at it. Final Fantasy Tactics is a great game. I'm really excited about the remake. It looks good. And Matthew Wrigley, all right. Yes, good old friend from college. For how much you love Wheel of Time and excited to read and support your own fantasy. Thank you, Matt. I wish that we lived closer because I know we'd have fun time hanging out still. But man, we were roommates back in the day, and I'm sure we could tell some crazy stories. Maybe not suitable for a live stream, maybe some. But it's great to have you. And I saw that you did order my hardcover copy. So how about this? I might put you in the running as well for another one, and maybe you get another one for free, or maybe I'll slash your price a little bit. We'll see what happens. But thank you for joining, Matt. I appreciate it. And appreciate you ordering the book. I'm glad that you like it. And I forget, Matt, did you read The Wheel of Time? I know I was reading The Wheel of Time in college while we were roommates, but I forget if you read The Wheel of Time as well. I forget that. Yeah, Wheel of Time is fantastic. And I'm going to be honest. I'll be honest. I did not finish the Wheel of Time series because when I was reading it in college, I think I got to book 6, whatever book that was, just devouring it. And then transferred colleges to Liberty University. That's where my girlfriend was at the time, and my wife now, my current wife, as I say. That's a little bit of an inside joke. But so we've been married since. She was my previous and current and future wife. And so things just got crazy there because I transferred. I was going to school full time, married, working full time, and it just got put on the back burner. So I'm gonna have to revisit that and read them all still. So yeah, I'm very a little bit chagrined that I have to report that I have not finished that series because it is one of my favorite, despite me not finishing it. But The Wheel of Time is great. What else have I been reading recently? I might as well shout out some other authors while I'm on the stream. What?
Lots of readers.
Yeah. So the ones, yeah. So here's the things that I've been reading recently. I'll shout out some other authors. Might as well. I've been really enjoying these books. So one of them is, and let me adjust the screen here so we can see. There we go. This is better. So the Crimson Fire, Albo Montero. Probably a lot of you on here know who he is. I really enjoyed this book. It was great, and I'm actually going to be interviewing. There we go. I'm actually going to be interviewing him pretty soon on my own podcast, and so that episode should release next month sometime. I don't know if it'll be the beginning of October or the end of October, but I'm hoping to have it released then. And then I have been reading Return to Airmon by Ezra Ferguson. Ferguson. I never know how to pronounce that last name, but I'm enjoying this a lot. It definitely has. I'm only a couple chapters in. That very typical is not the word, but that very much that well-known epic fantasy vibe to it, and I'm really liking it. Alba's book and Ezra's book definitely have different feels to it, but both epic fantasy in nature, and it's really cool how books can do that. So really enjoying those two books. And then my book Breaking, I've read way too much. I've read this book 12, 13 times. I'm kind of sick of it, but I'm not reviewing my own book. Everyone else is. So I'm glad I don't have to review it, because I might give it a low star at this point by now. Yeah, Matt. So I haven't read it, but my wife has been trying to convince me maybe your book will inspire me. Oh yeah. Maybe if my book can inspire anyone to read The Wheel of Time, then I will have done my job. Sorry, I'm catching up on chats now. What other influences did you take inspiration from for Breaking? Specifically for Breaking, I can't think of any type of influences specifically on it. It was built up over so we'll probably cover this in review. I won't go into it in detail here, because we'll discuss it on your podcast likely. But just grew up in high school. I started thinking about this world, and it's kind of developed over 10, 15 years. And this is the first story that I felt like was just good to introduce readers to in my world. And so nothing directly inspiring, but I definitely, my two largest inspirations are no surprise, Lord of the Rings, but then also Stephen Donaldson's The Chronicles of Thomas Covenant. That book is just that series I just love, and it's hard for me to pick my favorite. They're very different, so I'm glad I can say that it's that they, I can't pick one favorite or the other, and they are very different. They're both equally my favorite, so definitely two influences there. Hey, already overbooked has joined. Look at that. So a lot of people joining the chat now. Okay, great. So who's in the running now for a hardcover book? I know Matt already ordered one, but I might throw him in the running, and I'll just refund him if Matt thinks that is a good idea, which I think he will. Let me just get up here my spreadsheet real quick. All right, so we got Josh from Already Overbooked. We got Michael from Adjacent. We got Matt on here. Well, Matt already has a hardcover. What do you guys think I should add Matt and try to get Matt a free copy of the book? I think that's worth it. An old college buddy of mine up against. So far, we have two people who don't have hardcover books, Michael and Josh. So I think that's fair. All right, so Josh asked, when did you first realize storytelling was something you wanted to pursue seriously? Really young age. It was very young. I think I started writing stories when I was around, well, I remember when I was like 7, I wrote this kind of dumb like bird one that was just like about bird watching, but I liked storytelling you when I was young. But then when I was 9 years old, that's when The Fellowship of the Ring hit theaters, and I actually just watched the extended edition again in theaters for the first time as an adult. And so that was fantastic, and just, always re-inspires me watching that. So when I left the movie theaters when I was 9, I just remember I did not want the movie to end. I was 9 years old. It's a 3.5 hour long movie. And at the end, I was sad that it was over. And just from then on, I just started writing fantasy stories. They were awful. And I'm glad that my parents said, "Oh, keep on going, champ. You're doing a good job." And so, yeah, since I was young, and it was Lord of the Rings that inspired me, and then Stephen Donaldson's Chronicles of Thomas Covenant that really got me there. All right, so we'll add Matt then. We'll add Matt to the old roll here. So I got my handy dandy spreadsheet. I'll bring it over in a little bit. Well, I got Matt, we got Michael, and we got Josh. Okay, so I'll Matt, I might give you that. Okay, Want to read the bird watching story. Yeah, that got about 3 pages in, and that got thrown in the trash at some point along the line. I don't know exactly when that got thrown in the trash, but it's in there. I did not keep that one. Hot take: is the movie better than the book, Lord of the Rings? Ooh, hot take. So I got to answer quickly, right? I definitely do like the books better. Um, I just like the characters in there. I like some of the aspects of the book. Just something simple, for instance, like at Helm's Deep in the book, you have the Dunedain coming to help out at Helm's Deep versus the elves. I just like that's one aspect I like better. I like the character of Faramir much better in the book. I was kind of drawn to him in the movie as a kid, but then reading about him in the book, I just liked him even more. Um, Aragorn, I kind of again, it's the movies are done so well. I hate complaining about the movies at all, and I don't think I ever complained about the books, but I definitely don't mind Aragorn's change where he's kind of doesn't want to be the king, but then ends up stepping into it versus seeking it relative pretty much the whole time in the books. So I definitely like the books more. But I mean, the movies are just done so well. That's not to put the movies down. That's just to put how great the books are in my mind. All right. Yeah, man. I'll give you an audiobook just for joining this, but we'll see if I can get you a free hardcover as well. I might give it a couple more minutes to see if anyone's joined. I've been live for I started a few minutes late, but we're at the 27-minute mark. We'll give it a few more minutes, see if anyone else joins, and if not, then I'll go ahead and see who gets the free book. I think Sam is deeper in the books than the movie. At the last book kills me with the chapters of goodbyes. Yeah. I, do you mean kills where it's emotional sad kills you, or it kills you because there's so many chapters of goodbyes? Because I can see it being both ways, right? That was one thing that I did enjoy about the books is you just see this whole aspect at the end of it that the movies don't show. The scouring of the Shire. You just have a whole different story after the destruction of the One Ring, and obviously Saruman's story ends very differently than in the movies, quite so. Um, so yeah, but the ending of the movie is there's only a couple parts in that movie. I mean, it's a very emotional movie no matter what. But the couple parts that always get me teary eyed, of course, are the first one always gets me with Boromir. Boromir and Aragorn's little talk together at the end is just that always gets me. And then the end of the third movie, of course, when spoilers for Lord of the Rings. Do I need to say that? Okay, if you haven't watched or read Lord of the Rings or anything, skip the next 30 seconds. But when Frodo says goodbye and sails on off from Sam, and I just super emotional point there when he turns and he's like, nah, I'm going. So yeah, exactly. So much to love on both. I mean, I'm not hating on the movies at all, right? I mean, even though there's some critiquing, there's some things I think they could have done better. Just what a wonderful job Peter Jackson did with it, and it just even after 25 years, it just holds up like amazingly well. Not just graphics, and the graphics are great too, but just the storytelling, uh, the the dramatic feeling of it, the epicness, it's just so great. If it wasn't for Lord of the Rings, my dad still would have introduced me to Stephen Donaldson's Chronicles of Thomas Covenant, but I know I would not have been like the Lord of the Rings is really what kickstarted me when I was 9. I could not stop thinking about it, and I still think about it a lot even today. All right, so free hardcover books. We're throwing Matt Wrigley into it because a longtime friend deserves to see if he gets a free book. I appreciate it, Matt. And it doesn't seem like Michael and Josh mind very much, even though they don't have copies. And the Book Hermit already bought one. Thank you for that. And then my wife gets all the hard copies she wants. My wife can take 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever much she wants. I'll write different notes in each of them for her. So we'll do that. All right, so thank you all for joining. I probably will cut the live stream here now. I mean, I'll stay as long as you want. If you guys have any questions or want to talk about more stuff, I'll stay here all night. I can talk about fantasy all night. So, but I will at least do the drawing now. So here we go. My handy dandy Excel spreadsheet with 3 names. We will see who the winner is. So Josh is there now, but that doesn't count, right? That's just me setting up the formula. So Matt, Michael, Josh, and drum roll, and Matt Wrigley, man. It was just that it was just meant to be, Matt. It was meant to be. So you bought that hardcover for me today. Appreciate it, my friend. But I'll send you a copy for free. So I'll refund you that. Really appreciate it. And Michael Josh, who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky soon anyway, and you'll end up seeing a hardcover stumble into your steps. Maybe not. If you, depending on how full your bookshelves are. But everyone on the chat, I'll make sure you get ebook, audiobook copy as well. How's that sound? So no matter what, you all get ebook, audiobook copies. Matt will get his hardcover for free. Congratulations, Matt. What a gentleman. What a guy. Are there? Oh, Colton. Man, if I would know you would join, I would have thrown you in the mix. Colton and Matt, two college buddies. Man, this is some type of gathering. So, Colton, when does writing start for the next book? Writing is underway, my friend. So, I'm about. My first books are all going to be around 100,000 words. This second one might be a little bit smaller than Breaking, and Breaking is 105,000. This one will settle probably around 95, 100,000, and I'm about 35,000 words in. And now that my schedule is clear with the release of Breaking, the first draft should be done next month sometime. So that's where it's at. So that's going very strong. And my plan is a book release every year. So every year you should expect something around September time. Josh asks a question. Are there any hobbies you have that might surprise your readers, like secretly a master chef or champion level Tetris player? Man, I'd love to be a Tetris player. That would, yeah, Matt, it is an honor. Yeah, always an honor. All right, good talking to you, Michael. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Looking forward to our talk next month. See ya. So I, unfortunately for me, I pick up hobbies like super easily, and it's actually like a real curse because if I pick up a hobby, I did online poker for a while, and I just get sucked into it. And I have to know everything about poker, and I have to study it and be a master at it. Just anything I get into. But some hobbies, so that's one hobby I did pick up. Don't do it anymore. Don't have time for it. I enjoy running, but again, that's something that's been kind of put to the wayside simply because just the book release, work, family, just there's just stuff that gets in the way of that. But I have run a marathon. I want to run more in the future. We'll see how that works, with just timing because to train for like I want to do ultra marathons like a 50K or a 50 miler, maybe even a 100 miler, and that's just a big time investment. So I enjoy running, obviously reading, and just some kind of side stuff that aren't serious hobbies, but I always like camping and ice fishing. I do. I've hunted in the past, and so I still enjoy those type of things. I think serious hobbies, though, other than writing, man, I have to ask my wife, what other serious hobbies do I have? That running, which I'm not doing right now. What other hobbies do I have? She has to think about it too. Singing. I am not musically gifted at all. But man, I love music, and it drives my wife crazy. I know because I sing all the time, all the time. It doesn't stop, doesn't stop. I think I probably did it in the dorm rooms. My Matt Wrigley can attest to that. I just sing all the time. Most of it is very annoying. 99% of it. Sometimes I'll break out in a serious tune, but yeah. So those are my hobbies. And again, I love video games too. Like I could play video games all day, but I just don't have the time for it. So active hobbies: my writing, reading, time with my family, work, and then listening to music as much as I can. Ah, thank you, hon. I am good at cooking. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do enjoy cooking. That is something I do like doing. I like making food for my family, just bringing everyone together. Food's a really cool thing. Just because, man, that could be like a whole podcast episode. Think about food. If you didn't have food, think how much less stuff you'd have to talk about, right? Think about how much of our time is thought around what we're going to eat, the money that we spend on food, the jobs that people have for food, the stories that we tell around food. Food is just like an awesome thing, and it's just fun making it and making it for family, seeing them enjoy it. Like, so, oh, I'll have to make the shrimp fettuccine. I haven't made that for us in quite a while. My favorite dish that I make, I don't know. What's that? Is it the Cajun dish that I make? Isn't there like with like shrimp and kielbasa
Mm-hmm.
and some other stuff? That's fun. I make a family dish. My family has is from Hungary, so we have some lineage there, and so a dish from there is chicken paprikash. And I've only ever met one other person in the world, like in the United States, of course, that knows what that is outside of my family, and so that was a fun discussion. But that's a great dish. I love making that. All right, Colton. drop the blah every now and then. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I thought you were going. Gotta drop the blah. Yeah, every now and then. Yeah, you got to. Blah. So Colton and I, that was a horrible one. But yeah, both Colton and I enjoy metalcore and stuff like that. So I think Colton is a big fan of Ice Nine Kills, and but I enjoy actually a broad range of stuff. I always tell people, same with movies. If it's good music, I'll enjoy it. If it's a good movie, I'll enjoy it. So with music, like my favorite bands are Snow Patrol, Jars of Clay. I typically gear towards alternative, but I my second love right up there is like metalcore, and so I love going to concerts. And Colton and I still have to meet up for a concert at some point. So that'd be fun to do, and maybe Matt can join us too. He's in the general vicinity of us, so maybe that would be something we could all do together. Sparked the idea for breaking was a character, question, theme, tone, etc. Man, all the above. Josh has taken all the questions away from interviews, but I appreciate it. Yeah, what sparked the idea for breaking? Um, Again, it was kind of I developed this world and the history of this world in this kind of final area of storytelling that, think of it as like the third age, I guess, if you will, more or less, in like Lord of the Rings. Like this kind of epic conclusion, maybe not conclusion, of this whole big world that I thought of. And doing that, there's so many stories that could be told. So, of course, like Tolkien, right? He decided to tell the story of Frodo, which obviously was the big central piece and everything, and of Aragorn and Sam and the lot. But he could have told other stories as well, revolving around that timepiece, and he could have chose something a little bit different to focus on, right? And so with me, I had to look at, well, what story am I going to tell in my world? Because I have all these ideas in my head, and Breaking I thought was really good because it brought together the initial um what am I looking for? The initial foundation for my magic system. I thought I could do a lot with the three main characters in it. They're different enough and have different story arcs. Um, and the theme and tone is all very epic fantasy in nature. This one is definitely your standard epic fantasy with a lot of lore injected into it. So there's going to be a lot of stuff if you read the book. You might notice I just might insert something like I don't know, something random. I don't think this is in the book, but let's just say, and there was this like old well over here that had this golden horse above with, this like horn sticking out. And then it's just something like the character notes and goes on, and I might not ever bring that up for a few more books, right? So there's a lot of just kind of fun stuff in there. That's very natural part of the storytelling, but then also some very heavy world building directly related to this book. I just thought it was a great book, to a great story to tell in my world that introduces people to all of that. That was a long answer. But I really like the characters here. I really like the characters. I won't give anything. I was gonna say something about the ending, but I'll let you read it because I want everyone to get their take on how they feel about the ending. And definitely when you do read the book and come to the ending, give me your feedback. Just on just what you like about it, what you didn't like, your thoughts, if you're really interested in what's going to happen next, if you're not. So I hope you're interested in what's to come. Yeah, Matt, Jars of Clay. I tell you what, the thing though is the last album they came out with was Inland in 2014, I think. Love that album. I've listened to that so many times. And actually, that was one of the first concerts me and my wife went to. It might have been the first. And front row, lovely theater, real good like setting. And so that was great. But they haven't toured since then. No album since then, but I just listen to them still all the time. Jars of Clay is great. And I think you listen to Jars of Clay too quite often, right? I'm pretty sure you did. You and I had. I was actually talking to Brooke, I think today or yesterday, about us watching movies at the dorm. And one of them was a cartoon we watched, Megamind. I don't know if you remember this, but we watched it at like 1.25 times speed, and the whole time we were just like, this movie is outrageously hilarious the way they made it. And then by the end of the movie, we're like, oh, it's because we had it sped up. So that was pretty funny. Yeah, Josh, I hope you enjoy reading the book. I'm excited to talk to you about it in the future a little bit more, and definitely just kind of get your thoughts on it. I hope it's it's kind of a weird thing, right? Where it's the first creation I made that I want everyone to read, right? Like I've written some other stuff before, and I just thought, not the story to tell. This was a good practice, but not the one to do. And I decided this is the one for everyone to read, right? And so my goal is to have someone read it. I don't need people to be blown away. I don't want people to think, wow, this is the next Wheel of Time. I just want people to read it and think, wow, I really felt this connection with at least one of the characters, made me feel a certain way, just like a spark of emotion one way or another. And, maybe if you just linger on the ending and think about it for a minute or two at the end, then I've done my job of creating a good epic story. One of my core readers, Will, who is a just a epic fantasy devourer, and he reads other stuff too. He I talked to him, and of course, as a writer, you just get in your own head, and so I was like, yeah, it's not great, but I think it's good enough to put out there, blah blah blah. And he said, no, he's like, don't sell yourself short. There's still some things in that book that I think about, because I think you did a really good job with it, and so that's what I want, right? If someone can think about my book a few months later and think, oh wow, that I did like how that ended, and that was really cool how he, whatever thoughts you have from it, someone can come away with getting something from it, then I think that's the only thing that I care about. So that's kind of the goal. I don't know why I have this still up here. Matt's the winner. We all know Matt's the winner. Congratulations, Matt. Uh, so yeah, I think again I can sit here and talk all night. Um, and again, breaking. If you haven't ordered it already, go for it. And like I said, everyone on this stream that I see commented, I'll make sure you get an ebook and an audiobook copy. So thank you for joining. I appreciate it, and you guys can get all that. Thank you, the book Hermit. Yes. Thank you again for buying the hardcover, and I hope you enjoy the book. Definitely let me know your thoughts, and yeah, thanks for buying that. Enjoy it. Thanks for joining. And again, if anyone else has any questions, feel free to ask. But yeah, I think the cover for book two, I learned a lot in this first book, as far as releasing. Obviously, there's some hiccups involved I kind of discussed at the beginning of this live stream, but I think overall went very smoothly. I learned a lot. And so I think for releasing the cover and the title for my second book will be quite a ways in the future. It'll basically be kind of all dropped at once with like a pre-order, I'm thinking. So all right, Josh, good talking to you, and yeah, will be great to join you. That would love that discussion. So that'd be good. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. All right, everyone. Well, I think that just about does it. I will call it quits tonight. Matt, congratulations on buying the book and then turning out to getting it free. So yeah, Sunday afternoon movies and lights out was the way to go at college. I think I forced all the Pixar movies into it. Yeah, we watched it all, and I watched all of them, all the Pixar movies, with my daughter as well. So good memories. Think about it quite often. But all right, everyone. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Again, if you're watching this 20 years from now, next week, today, and you made it to the end, you haven't ordered Breaking, please do so. It mean the world to me. It would be great to have you, buy it, read it, and feel something from it and get something out of it. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for joining again. Really appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. I've had a lot of it the last few months. I really hope you enjoy Breaking. Tell me your thoughts on it, and I can't wait to give you my second book in about a year. All right, everyone. See ya.